Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is the 17th letter. Q the Prophet representing Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York, and you are watching Acapellic TV.
What's good, folks? Your boy Acapella the Domin, and today we have a special guest, man, from Brooklyn, bro. Brooklyn house, baby. We got Q the Prophet right here, man. Award-winning artist,
Yep.
actor, and a minister, right?
Yep.
Okay, baby. Let's get this started, man. So, bro, I have a question for you, man.
Yes.
See, this is a new program that we started with AcapellicTV. We're growing it from day to day. We have new people out there watching us. Some people already have time doing this. Most people may not know who Q the Prophet is because you did it kind of went on for around 2011. But for those people who don't know, could we get a little summary of who Q the Prophet is? First of all, what is Q the Prophet? Why Q the Prophet?
Q, which is short for Quason, my name. Prophet, pretty much I'm a messenger, God's mouthpiece, speaking to the people and everything. And pretty much, former drug dealer.
Dang.
God turned my life around at the age of 14 years old, from drug dealing, gang banging, and all. And, turned my life around. And then at the very same age that he saved me, he called me into the ministry. I've been preaching since the age of 15 years old, preaching the gospel and encouraging young lives and everything. And, been on fire, ever since.
Dang. So, before you even became a minister, a registered minister, a real minister, so you've been doing this since you was 14 and 15. Now, what inspired that?
Okay, well, music pretty much has been a part of my life. Growing up, my mom was very heavily into disco. When I was born, at that time, disco was fading out and hip hop was like slowly, coming up. So, like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, but like the MCs that pretty much impacted my life and my development as growing as an artist. Rakim, of course, Big Daddy Kane.
You're bringing out the real shit, man.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane, Kango Kid from UTFO, Melly Mel, Grandmaster Melly Mel, Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick, of course, because, when I started developing, my artistry, I started digging much into storytelling. Slick Rick was pretty much that inspiration behind the storytelling, LL, of course, because at that time I really wanted to impress the ladies, so, he gave me that little spark. And then, of course, Dougie Fresh, because they call him the world's greatest entertainer. So, these were like the essence of what morphed Q the Prophet into.
No, but I mean, like, okay, so now we know what motivated Q the Prophet to become the MC, that prophet, you know what I mean? But what triggered you to want to do, because your music, right? Because your music is also like that kind of ministry, kind of messaging, kind of thing that you put into your music.
Yeah.
What made you even want to do that at 14 or 15? Because most kids nowadays be like, church is not really a valuable topic that they really get into the brains, But like for you, it was while being a drug dealer and stuff like that. So what even triggered it?
Well, the thing about it, music is always a reflection of oneself. And the thing is that when God saved my life, I couldn't talk about the same thing because I was no longer doing them things. I was no longer toting the guns. I was no longer pushing the crack on the streets. I was no longer doing those things. So I had to keep it real with myself and keep it real with my life and my transition from what I was to where I'm going. And the word says that if any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are made new. So I gotta talk the new life that I'm living now, not force feeding it or try to beat it into the people's heads. Like I have a message for the church itself, and then I have a message for the streets.
That's crazy. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in jail around that time, or have you been in jail?
Nah, by the grace of God, I've never been locked up in prison. Came close to times where police, have.
Was it back in the day? So it was crazy.
Yeah. I've been graced by God. I survived, getting locked up. I survived getting shot up. I survived getting stabbed up. I survived, being jumped by gangs and everything. So, it was only God's grace and God's covering because He knew that, He had a purpose and a plan for me. So.
It's like that music video that some artist that Strange Music has, right? He has a music video where it shows a kid, right? He's running away from gang members, African American gang members. He's running away from Mexican gang members, and he also has to run away from cops. You know, that's kind of the life that I'm guessing was back in the days, because there was that kind of violence in the streets, and then it was the violence from the cops. You know, the aggressiveness against colored people, because you was from that time, right? From the 70s, I'm guessing, from back then, or no, even further.
I mean, well, the thing is, I wouldn't even say that long. I was born in '79, but I grew up experiencing.
But you still lived through it.
Yeah, you know, through the '80s and the '90s. You know, the '80s and the '90s, it was wild. I mean, now police brutality is a lot more brutal and evident now in this, you know, present, because now all of a sudden.
It's not ignorance. It's now something that you already know that it's not right. It's something that already happened in the past. So it's knowledge there. It's something that, like, you're repeating again, like you do on purpose.
Yeah, and the whole thing though is that it's now more than ever evident. And the clear thing is that it's sad though that, you know, these cops keep getting off. You know, and the ones that innocently get killed, you know, are the ones that pretty much the families gotta live with the torment of. They're never gonna see that loved one again. Exactly. Trayvon Martin, you know, Patrick Dorsman, Anthony Baez, Sean Bell. I mean, and the list is growing. I mean, you know, Jordan Edwards recently in Texas. You know, Tamir Rice, Mike Brown. Like the names just really increasing. But you know, it's just giving a sign that, you know, our communities, minorities, blacks, Latinos, all of us just got to really come together. All lives.
You know what's crazy though?
Yeah.
Like there's also white folks that are poor, right? And I was like, you know, like when we go to the village, you know, you see white people who are poor. You're like, yo, what kind of world am I in right now? You know? And then like they start throwing slurs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you think back, you're like, yo, if you're broke, I'm broke, and he's broke, then why you gotta be so slurred? Like, we're not going anywhere. What you doing? Like, you just keep throwing slurs, but we're not changing anything.
Yeah.
They're like, you don't notice that they're the ones winning and you're the one losing too. Yeah. You're losing too. Yeah. I mean, you're white too, but you ain't getting no privileges.
Yeah, because you know what? It's a cycle that has to be broken. Yeah. You know, the cycle and all starts from the mindset. You know, the cycle has to be destroyed. Once we recognize that, you know, it's a constant, because this goes back to the 80s, and I'll never forget the Stop the Violence movement with KRS-One, the record Self-Destruction. You know, one of the best records, you know, ever. And the thing about it though is that we're headed for self-destruction because we don't want to educate ourselves to let them know that, you know, I'm not your enemy. You're not my enemy. You know, when I'm walking down the streets, like Kumo D said, I never had to run from a Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man. You know, so these are the things that we have to, you know, understand. You know, back in our days, our ancestors were hung. You know, for, you know, and now we want to kill each other. That
all
has
of our
to.
ancestors, because my ancestors were in Cali, all of that is California, Texas. That used to belong to us, Mexicans. You know what I mean? This land used to belong to the Native Americans.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then they brought your people and shit. And they say, yeah, so this land doesn't even belong to this like stolen land, and they just proclaim and say, you know what, this is what we're gonna do here, this is this, and nobody's winning, you know.
Yeah. But I don't want to stray away from the topic. You know, for all why the purposes we're here. But definitely we have to, you know, educate one another. We have to basically come together, love one another, love ourselves, better our communities, and all. In order to make the change, we got to be that change.
Facts.
You know,
so let's change the topic, man. We don't want to go into that kind of things right now. So let's talk about more about your music, man. Because some people with music, right? We talk about how you was music from 2008, 2011, then it kind of stopped and dropped. But how did you become an award-winning artist? How did that happen?
I mean, basically steady grinding. I won the McDonald's Gospel Fest. Came out in first place. That was the very first competition I ever had back in 2003. Then 2004, my dad invested in my first CD, which pretty much wasn't really my best work, you know, but it was enough for me to build the platform to reach the people. And then 2004, I'm hitting the open mic stages from Club Pyramid to Club Speed, the Remote Lounge, the Cherry Lounge. Like, I'm hitting every stage in New York City, every reputable open mic showcase, Don Hill's, Bowery Poetry Club and Cafe, like every renowned spot in New York City, even Justin's restaurant. I've been blessed to perform on that stage. So like, from constantly grinding, from the open mics to the showcases, and then I'm still part of this movement called the Burn You movement. The acronym stands for the best, underrated, now unified. Our whole mission is to bring unity through hip hop. Shout out to LaRue and the whole crew. Pretty much the whole Burn You movement.
You know what, man? I respect your movement, man. Because there's a lot of cats out there who say, we need change in the streets. They're preaching this, they're preaching that, but they don't do nothing to change the community. A lot of people just talk, but ain't nobody doing nothing. They say.
Because it has to be action behind it. The Bible says, "Be a doer of the word and not a hearer only." In the context of saying, when James, when James was talking, he said, "Be a doer of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourself." Actually, the Apostle Paul was talking to James. We have to not only just preach the word and just hear it, but we got to put action. And what happens is that many people are talking it, but they're not being about it. Like the old saying, "Don't talk about it, be about it." So I'm not gonna talk change. I'm gonna be the change. So
it's like some people, they tell me like, "Yo, you should come through." Like a lot of people want me to preach and stuff. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or good thing. That's not my conversation. That's not that. Everybody has their own opinion, right? But they'd be like, "Yo, we gotta do this." I'm like, "Yo, to be honest with you, man, I feel like I gotta go do more." I got this kind of master plan in my head. I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna make sure my people eat today, and make sure that other people could eat. Even if it's my worst enemy, I'll make sure that person could eat." Because I think the thing that makes us all to enemies is that one person has more than the other. I mean, that's always gonna happen. But if I'm able to make that person eat, I don't give a damn if I see you ever again. But I make sure that you're eating, so you don't come and bug me. You know what I mean? You're eating, I'm eating. You do mind your business. I'm my business, man. You know what I mean?
And that what you said right there in a nutshell, is the Bible. Because when this life is over, when God looks at us, Jesus said, "What you've done unto the least, you've done unto me." When I was hungry, you fed me. When I was in prison, you came and see me. When I was sick, you came and see me. When I was naked, you clothed me. So a lot of times, when people are hungry, I take the time out to really feed them. I don't necessarily give them the money. I say, "Listen, I'm not going to give you money, but I'll buy you something to eat." Because Jesus said, "What you've done unto the least, you've done it to me." So I mean, that's something that we got to do. Even going back to our enemies, the Bible says, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he's thirsty, give him something to drink. For then you heap coals of fire upon his head. But
it's the accuse of prophet, man. Yo, so now that we talked about the artistry, right? How you got these awards and things you've been doing, because I saw that you were next right there, close to my eyes, man. Like DJ Covert, your manager was telling me about T.I. also and stuff like that. Yo, that's amazing, man. That's crazy.
T.I. I mean,
events
events. Well, I've been to 2 events with T.I. Made special appearance though, but I hadn't been neck and neck, with him like that. But as far as like the old school legends, Kool Herc, Grandmaster Caz, Grandmaster Melly Mel, Chief Rocker Busy B, KRS-One, of course. When I opened up for him in 2008, So like I could say the legends and the pioneers, even out to like the new generation, from like Jadakiss.
Dang, don't even start with Jadakiss, man.
Yeah, Jadakiss, Fabulous.
Fabulous is dope.
Yeah, my nephew is Dime a Dozen. He for artist that was formerly signed to Atlantic Records. He just dropped the single last year with him and Fab called That Chicken, the remix. The video got over 1 million hits within 24 hours on World Star Hip Hop. So like he's doing really good. He just picked up a national ad for Domino's. His music is in a national campaign ad for Domino's Pizza. So he's doing real good. And I had the privilege of mentoring him when he was about 7 or 8 years old. This is when the artist development side of me came in, and I'm proud to see where he's going.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit more in a little while, man. But that's amazing, man. And you've been in the game for a long time, and not to somebody who just been in the game, you know, somebody who seen and done great things. They've been there with the greats, the legendaries, the pioneers of hip hop, man. Like you don't understand when I talk about hip hop, man. Like I love hip hop, man. When we talk about KRS, when we talk about Melly Mel, when we talk about we talk about DJ Kool Herc and all these other artists, you know, because there's so many artists. I got so many things in my head, so I can't really name them right now. Yeah. But there's so much history behind that I'm like, yo, this is like I got history right here with me, man. So if I was to ask him anything, man, he'll be able to tell me, you know. And most people don't really realize, like, they be like, oh, just hip hop. Like how often do you know somebody who has that history? You know, you have to go look into a book and stuff like that to find history. But I got history right here, man. Yo, so let's continue with this interview, man. Because you're an actor, right?
Yes.
How did that happen?
Acting, I mean, I've acted in church, you know, Sister Georgia Ellis Fund from my old church, you know, had a drama guild ministry, so, you know, that's how my acting skills, you know, pretty much, you know, happened. I appeared in 2 music videos where I had to act. That same music video with Dime a Dozen, in the video with Fab, that chick in the remix, I played this dirty undercover cop. You know, and that's pretty much that. My boy, the infamous Amadeus, dropped a mixtape called 2012 Movie. It actually, this is how unique it was. It wasn't just a mixtape with just music. It was a mixtape movie. So pretty much like every song was a music video that was done. So he had a song called About the Chicks, and I played the dude that got robbed on the train.
Yeah.
You know, so that's pretty much, you know, the acting things. I've been involved on movie sets, different movies from B movies, and then even onto like A-list movies. I was an extra in the Notorious movie. Yeah.
How was that?
I mean, it literally, the scene that I was in was the concert scene where he got booed, and then he told the DJ to shut off the music, and then they played Who Shot Ya. Yeah. It pretty much seeing Jamal Gravy Willard pull off Biggie, it was like very so surreal. It was like the closest that I've ever got to witnessing B.I.G. And like I've been blessed to meet the people that were connected to B.I.G. like Lil C's, Nino Brown, the whole Junior Mafia, even down to like, you know, the reps from Bad Boy and everything. But you know, being back in that place and that time and everything, and like just that whole vibe, like, you know, he really, you know, pulled that character, you know, off. He really brought Biggie to light. So,
yo, that's crazy. I imagine the energy that went into that film, the things that went behind the scenes, because it looked like they like to have a good time. So I imagine they had probably, I mean, of course they took it serious because it's a production, it's a filming production with everything serious, every detail counts. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So like, you know, when it comes to the movies and everything, you know, I'm always involved in doing things, and like, you know, that's how when I started the directing, I directed my first 3 music videos, like as far as like writing the treatments.
I saw that in your music video.
Yeah, like
your YouTube channel.
Yeah, like I wrote treatments, you know, for the videos, you know, sort out locations, you know, how it's gonna go, how it's gonna play out, and everything. So that's how the directing bug, you know, hit me.
And also that you went to filming school, right? Something like that.
Yeah. So
well, actually, I think you are right now currently, I think, in filming school. I'm not sure about that.
No, well, I took a course on film editing. Basically, how that happened was Solange. I did, you know, that's Beyonce's sister. I happened to be at the listening party event, you know, for her current album, A Seat at the Table, and had a wonderful, dope conversation with her husband, Alan Ferguson, who's an award film director. So, you know, just him asking him for his advice and things, and I asked him, you know, what you know, software that he uses to edit. He told me, like, I learned Adobe Premiere Pro. He said it's industry standard. He was like, yeah, people still use Final Cut Pro, but he was like, you know, you want great quality, use Adobe Premiere. So that's what pushed me to.
Yo, you really know the industry, man. You know Beyonce sister. You know all of this, like, my guy.
Yeah.
Why you not at the top, man?
No, you know what it is? You know, honestly, I play my position. You know, yeah. I don't go boasting, you know, about, you know, the connections that God has given me. Like, all this is basically God's favor. The only thing, what I'm working now is really building something that I can pass to my kids when I'm long and gone.
You know, I kind of love that response, you know, because because if I would have said something like that, some other person might have said, you know what, I'm just waiting for my time, boom, boom, boom. They probably make some stuff up, but I like that you're really honest about it, because most others don't understand that all of this takes time. Yes, you may have dope music, yes, you may have this, yes, you may have the connections, but everything takes time, you don't just hit one day like this, and plus, you don't want to be another one-hit wonder, it's a lot of those, you want to be able to, like, I like that, man, because I'm an artist, right, so, like, I love storytelling. I love storytelling. So when you talk about storytelling and filming like that, like, that's, you know what I mean? But let's cross over to your company, the filming company. What is it, bro?
Well, the company in general is Q45P Entertainment, and the subdivisions is Q45P Films, Q45P Music, Q45P Management and Consulting. So, I have 3 artists now that I'm currently managing and, help branding and developing. And, the consultant side is that I'm always consulting, but from producers to A&Rs, from different labels, as far as the direction that they want to go with the artist, certain levels of advice as far as how to where they want to take this to the next level, who to connect with, and I'm very honest though, because what I want to educate people out there that's watching this interview is that this music industry is very small. This music industry is based on relationships. It's not what you know, it's who you know. You're gonna come across a lot of stragglers that's gonna lie to you and say that I've worked with Puff Daddy, or I work at Rock Nation. I'm an A&R. Like I had a dude last year that was texting me saying that he was Lenny S. And then the same dude texts me from the number saying that he was DJ Don Cannon, and I'm like, you're a fraud. Don't blast my number. And I blast him on social media and put the word out about him. And a lot of times this industry, you can get blacklisted. If you're not careful, if you step on the wrong toes, if you think that you're gonna, assassinate somebody's character in order to make it and everything. That's why artists, be yourself. Don't lie. Don't name drop. Just to make yourself seem important and whatnot.
Be patient.
Yeah, be patient. Be patient. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in God mostly. Most importantly, have faith in God and know the direction where you desire to go. Know yourself. Know your worth. Don't allow people to deter you to make you feel bigger than you are. Don't get too big for your britches. Learn the industry. Learn the business. Learn about contracts. Learn who's who. Learn entertainment attorneys, because you'll get hit left and right with things that you're not even aware of.
You better watch contracts, man. I'm telling you. But I had similar situations happen in the past, right? Like when I was just first starting rap, I was basically almost all the time throwing remixes and stuff like that, freestyles. I was doing my thing back then. I was just starting. I was just a young kid starting. Then I had this guy tell me he knew Lil Wayne and stuff like that. I see him, he said, I was dumb, I was like, this is crazy, because Lil Wayne is one of my persons. I was like, this is dumb. So when that happened, right, it was only what he wanted, almost $1 million or something like that. So I was like, it's good. It's gonna lead me to an opportunity that I'm looking for. Yeah, it was a wrong decision,
Yeah, anytime when cats ask for money and all, because why am I giving you money to shop my CD? Why am I giving you money so you can set me up for an interview with somebody when I can do my research and find out who that person is? And I want to say this too. Google works wonders. So anytime somebody comes to you and say, I'm such and such from this label or whatnot, Google will do background searches as far as where the person live, rip off reports and whatnot. So I have this own policy. If I can't Google you, you're nobody.
Yeah, that's true. But that's crazy because most people won't even understand it, right? Most people be like, damn, probably just saying that, but nah, I believe this, thing. But the fact is, if somebody's asking you for money, they're telling you they believe in your product, but they want money from you. They don't believe in your product, they just want to get paid or probably scam you,
Yeah, it's all. This is what ties into the scams, and I mean, I've lived through it. I've experienced being in showcases where the promoters, all they care about was the artist selling tickets, just so they can make their money, so they can, if the showcase flop, at least they got cushion to pay the venue off, pay off the bar in case they fall short of the bar guarantee.
I would do a lot of those things, man.
Yeah. It's a hustle.
It's a hustle.
All them. I remember one time, I was blessed. I went to an A&R Power Summit with Urban Threshold.
Yeah.
They had it at SOB's, and I met at that time Jason Mazer of TBT Records back then. My friend Curtis Dixon, who is the former. He was basically director of urban radio for J Records at that time, and pretty much met them, developed relationships with them, and also what happened was the same showcase promoter, I'm not going to mention their name, had me in a showcase with them. I had to sell like 20 something tickets in order and bring my people out to be there to witness me perform. So she gonna tell me that, you know, Jason Mazer is in the building, Curtis Dixon is in the building, go find them. And I looked at her like she was stupid. I was like, first of all, they're not even in the building, you know. So then right then and there, it was like, I'm done, you know, when it comes down to this. And pretty much, you know, I said, you know, I'm not gonna put them on blast, but one thing I'm definitely gonna do is write a song about them or create a show which highlights, you know, this.
Yo, that's crazy. So now we talk about the filming, right? But let's get a little bit back into that, because you talked about doing a season, right? Doing
a series.
Like a series.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Like, what is it going to be? What can we expect?
Okay. Well, right now we're currently in production. This is my first television series called Triumph, which basically follows the life of an aspiring young hip-hop artist that's trying to make it in the rap game while avoiding the evils of the streets. A young female who pretty much graduated NYU School of Music, top of her class, is an aspiring singer, but the father, who's a pastor, is opposed to her pursuing an R&B music career. Young drug dealer who pretty much is like the Nino Brown type of character that's trying to lure the young rapper to be a part of his drug crew. Then we got a girl who pretty much was a former ad executive that pretty much got fired, lost her job, and became a high-class escort, you know, girl, to basically make a living. So this is what Triumph is. It's basically following the lives of 7 to 8 individuals that's trying to make it successful in life. But one thing they all have in common, whether it's positive or negative, they all looking to triumph. So,
yo, that's gonna be amazing, man. Like I told him off camera, man. Like that's something I want to see, you know, because I'm also want to see like what I can learn from that. You know, when I watch something or I read about something or I hear something, I want to be able to learn from it, not just like enjoy it, but I want to learn from it. You know, I want to be able to be like, yo, because I'm an artistic guy, right? So I'd be like, I like anything that has to do with artistry. I'm into it. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, what could I learn from this? How can I do this better? How can I do something like this? Because I'm thinking about this, doing the same thing, right? And I'm like, yo, that's dope, man. And like mostly for the cats in the streets, right? Like a young boy, young kid right now, like probably going through some tough things. He's gonna see that, he's gonna be like, dang, like he's doing it. Like he's going through this while I'm going through it. And he's still making it out. Maybe I could make it out. You know, give hope to the youth. You know.
Yeah. Because this is what the purpose of the show is. Besides entertainment, but you know, in a sense, what they say, edutainment.
Yeah.
You know, at the same time.
I love that word, edutainment.
You know, we want to, you know, entertain, but at the same time educate. You know, so we want the young kids to be aware of this industry. You know, the business. You know, who's who, you know, in the game, and knowing them that you can be successful and you don't even have to sell drugs. You don't have to go the negative route like some other people have gone in order to make it.
But don't lose yourself trying to please other people, man. You know, a lot of people do. They're trying to please everybody else around them, you know, and most of these people, at the end of the day, they just come back and they just, you know, because in the end of the day, it's all been it's all been a plan on how to get up there with you, but at the same time, how to drop you off, you know, because they don't really care about it. They just care about where they want to go. Yeah. You know, that's crazy, man. And then most kids don't understand, most cats out here, they don't understand that this industry is really, there's a lot of snakes involved. There's a lot of people who want to hurt you. And they probably look like, oh, they're cool and not, you know, they're bringing me to the house parties and this and that, but they really want to harm you, you know?
Yeah, I call them culture vultures. You know, because that's all that it is. They want to go after the young, the hype, and the hungry. They don't want to go after a guy like me because one, I know my stuff. I know who's who, and there's but only so much that you can get over on me with. But they'll go after the young and the naive because they got talent, they're hungry. All they want to do is just rap and get on stage and whatnot, and then they're milking them dry. I mean,
that was me, man. But I learned like every single thing that had happened to me and everything that I'm going through. Like I learned from everything. I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna do this better. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I ain't paying for nothing. I ain't paying for none of this. You know what I mean? I like if I do like an interview like AcapellicTV, I ain't charging anybody money because in the end of the day, there's other ways of making money that you can see around, look around. You just have to find a way around everything. To make sure that you still get paid and be good, and at the same time make sure that you're loving what you're doing. You don't want to be always doing just something just to get paid. You know what I mean? That's dope. But at the same time, when you do something, you want to be able to love whatever it is that you're doing. Like I'm right here right now with Q the Prophet, man, celebrating this history. It's crazy, man. But let's talk about a little bit more about your music. Let's go back to your music. Because you said you're releasing a new EP very soon, right?
Yeah, the EP is entitled "The Stone Which the Builders Rejected," all production produced by multi-platinum producer Jimi Kendrix. Yes, Jimi Kendrix himself.
Damn.
Expect some fire. We in production now with everything. With that, getting ready to shoot the videos for the first 2 singles off the EP in a few weeks or so.
And tell me, what could we expect from the last time they heard about your music? What's different about that? What's different about 2017? What's different about Q the Prophet in 2017?
Well, the Q the Prophet back then, at that time, was a one-man army because I didn't know anything about marketing, but I marketed myself, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook. I was doing it myself. But now, the Q the Prophet of 2017 now has a movement behind him, has people behind him, and pretty much now has a multi-platinum producer that's working and along with him, that's pretty much bringing out something that's really dope and something that's really gonna make an impact. But in all essence of it, God was with me back then. God is with me even now.
No, but I'm talking about more like about your music.
The music now, pretty much, I've taken a whole new step, artistry wise. Like I'm a traditional hip hop head, so I'm still in my boom bap, but I adapted to the sound of today, without sounding the same with what everybody else is doing.
And I love that, man, because most cats, they stay locked in that box from back then. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because I love those, man. I love that old boom bap. But nowadays, you can't always be doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. You have to come back and do something new. Mostly if you've been gone for a long time, now you're coming back with a new EP. Now we want to hear something new, something fresh. Well, Q the Prophet was gone doing, being a minister. We want to hear that new sound. What else could he give us? Because I myself, I love hip hop. I love music. I like to hear new stuff, something new, something that I haven't heard from another artist before. And if I hear something like that, I'd be like, damn. So what could we expect? Could we expect storytelling? Could we expect songs for clubs? What could we expect? But I doubt it because, of course, you're a minister.
No, don't get me wrong. My first album, Soul Hustler's Diary, I've had club bangers, I've had hood bangers, I had stuff for the church, I had stuff for backpackers. The album pretty much was a variety that basically hit, every level. I even had a love song called Soulmate, that pretty much for the lovers and those that desire to get married and everything. I'm a person where I'm not locked into a box of everything. If I want to make a love song, I'll make a love song. If I want to talk about a hood story, I'll rap something hood. If I want to be lyrical or whatnot, I'll be lyrical. If I want to be commercial, I can be commercial.
Damn. So it's like Q the Prophet is an artist that it's not just coming back and just making more music that you already heard, or probably something that you could predict. No, he's bringing something new, he's bringing something fresh, something that you haven't heard before. And can you talk about the name? Why that particular name for the EP?
The Stone Which the Builders Rejected. Basically, it was a parable where Jesus was talking about the vineyard owner and how the vineyard owner had let his vineyard out to his servants, and every time he sent the servant, the ones who were in charge beat and killed servants, and then all that he said, that they'll receive my son, but then they wind up killing the son. And really, what really the revelation behind the parable was, the vineyard pretty much is the world. The vineyard owner is God. The servants are the preachers and the pastors and everybody going forth. But the ones that persecuted and killed, the servants, were the ones who pretty much are out in the world that thinks that they control and own the world. So Jesus, said the stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone, meaning himself. So the chief cornerstone, pretty much that, he doesn't fit into tradition, he doesn't fit into custom, he doesn't fit into the norms of what's going on today. And like pretty much, everything reflects God in Christ. And I do nothing to take away from the glory. I'm more of a person where I want Christ magnified, and Q can take a back seat as long as Christ is being magnified. But pretty much in this essence of this title, The Stone Which the Builders Rejected, is basically, my place in hip-hop where I stand out. Where people, kind of resist me because they think that I just only cater to the church. But
yeah, because that's how I told you, because like person myself be like, if I was gonna talk about church stuff, gospel, you know what I mean? But that's why I was asking you, like, what could be expected on the EP,
the EP. Well, I'll tell you one thing: those that know Q the Prophet and those that know how Q the Prophet delivers, because I've rocked churches, I've rocked clubs, I've rocked venues, and all, so people could definitely know what to expect and know that it's gonna be some fresh fire that's gonna come from it.
Damn, man. Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. We're gonna come back to the game, to the culture. Well, you never left, you just took a little bit of a pause to find out who really Q the Prophet was and really get your mind right, because I'm guessing back then, you're going through some stuff like you said, people doing this, people doing that, backstabbing, you know what I mean? And also your mind was kind of like somewhere else, where probably taking wrong decisions that you're not supposed to take. But like you said, everything is God's plan. I'm not really a religious guy, but I do know that everything that happens to one is God's plan. Sometimes the devil may put some obstacles in front of you, trying to stop you.
Yeah, and that's why the thing about it, though, the obstacles is good because it challenges us to be more dependent upon God and be prayerful. That's why the scripture I always stand on, Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for the good to them that love God and to them who are called according to His purpose. So even when something looks bad,
it could be good.
God is turning it around and making it good.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's all good.
Music artist, actor, minister, director, film exec, management, like, damn, Q the Prophet, man. And we hope to be there, man, at the release party, the listening session for your new EP, man. We definitely gonna be there if you invite us.
No, you got. It's not a matter of if, you guys are invited.
We definitely there, But I wish to see you again on AcapellicTV real soon when you have something to provide us with that you feel like is valuable, like this project, or once you drop the EP, But we're definitely gonna be at the release, the listening session. We're gonna be doing that, man. Providing y'all with some press, providing y'all with like the best. Like, y'all gonna see, it's gonna be amazing, man. We did something recently. There's gonna be something crazy, man. It's gonna be unknown, it's unseen, unheard of. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be amazing. But let's get back to this, man. So where do people find you, man? Where do you find Q the Prophet? Where do you find you on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube? Because YouTube, I try to find you on YouTube, but it's kind of crazy because it's Q the Prophet and it's your filming, and then it's different kind of YouTube.
Yeah, well, definitely Twitter and Instagram at QTHEPROPHET. Follow me on there. If you tweet me, I'll retweet, I'll like it, I'll try to respond back to supporters and everything as much as I can. Life tends to be real busy and whatnot, but definitely artists that's looking for advice as far as advancing their music career, they can hit me directly. Females, if you're looking to have a good time, stay out of my DM. I'm not gonna answer you.
Oh man. And how about YouTube? Where can they find you? Because I can tell you that was a little bit complicated finding you on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. If they type in Q the Prophet, all the videos will pop up in the search engine. That's all.
So I'll see you very soon, bro. Take care. Have a blessed night and take care of your family, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Likewise. Thank you.
Shout out to AcapellicTV. This is your boy Q the Prophet, Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York, representing that Burn You movement, the best underrated, now unified. Our whole mission is to bring unity through hip hop. Also representing the BFT family. We ain't the mafia, we the ministry. Shout out to Bishop Greg Foster, First Lady Stephanie Foster, the whole team, everybody. Yep.